Oh, okay.
as of a year ago, July.
So
Okay, good.
you want a rock and mortar place, huh?
Yeah, that's what I've got. Yeah, I've been going there for a year.
Okay, we're
They're
all.
doing $60. Why not give them the money?
Can you hear now, Robin?
It's your meeting. We call the meeting to order.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order at 7:02. The Rotary E-Club of the Southeastern USA and the Caribbean is now called to order, and we have I think 4 members. Unfortunately, well, it's not a board meeting; it's a meeting, so we don't need a quorum, but we can get going. Maybe some people will join us late. I know if people looked at Robin's wonderful posting, I know we posted it last week. So it gave people plenty of time.
There's somebody trying to get you on the telephone, Andrew.
Yeah, there's a 813-991524.
What do you have to do? You got to click that to connect?
They should be able to connect.
This is Trish. I'm here.
Hey,
Okay.
Hi, Trish.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay. I'm glad we have Trish, and Trish is, I'm sure, going to give a report coming up on our wonderful membership committee. So we sent out the agenda. I know we started with you, Robin. I'm hoping we'll get more people on, but I was hoping you would give a report and also let us know what's happening with the Dominica response update, and what monies we've received, what we need to do as a club, and how we can get involved more and so forth. And then we can have those notes and we can pass it on to the club and see what we can do. So Robin, you want to go first and take it away?
Okay. To date, we've collected.
Hi, Ray.
All right. Excuse me. Including the 2,000 that the E-Club has donated for disaster relief, we've collected another 4,000, just over $4,000. There's some money still coming in. I got the second 500 from that club in Union City yesterday when I got back from Gainesville. It was in the mail. So we're at a bit of a standstill. Only about 5 or 6 of our own members have donated, and of course that's understandable because all our Florida people have had problems with a hurricane of one sort or another, and are maybe helping people. So my plan now is to visit some of the local clubs. I've sent out the video to each club president, asked them to share it with their members, and I'm going to show up at lunch or breakfast or whatever over the next 2 weeks to see if I can generate some more dollars. That's it. Dominica itself, they had more rain and flooding down there, which just added to the misery. Electricity is coming on and going off as they're settling down the systems. They've spent a day or 2 without internet again. So they're having a hard time. Lise, my host in the Champs Hotel, there's a picture of her on Facebook with her raincoat on and her hat on, and she's up in the kitchen trying to cook. It's an open air kitchen. I have made contact with our student. She told me that they were going to start classes this week, Monday. I don't know how they have fixed up the school, probably rigged tarps or something down there. And I've asked her to do a story of her experience. But with their internet down again, I was hoping to have something next Saturday for next week's meeting. We'll see if it comes out. I've posted more videos in the meetings. on the status in Dominica as I get them from friends or see some friends posting stuff. I pick it up and put it on both our website, our Facebook page, and put it on our own meeting website, so people can be fully informed and see their struggles. And of course, then you look at Puerto Rico and you hear that less people now have electricity than had a week or 10 days ago, and it's a mess. So we'll do the best we can, but they're very pleased to see that they're getting 6,000 from this club in the US. Now, as to their project, they're looking at, there seems to be the topic of emails between them, which I'm receiving copies of, is trying to get the fishermen back to work so that they can fish and sell the fish to the people and earn some money and start the economy. It's like a micro economy. And the project is a possibility for replacing fishing pots and nets. But they're still working this out with another island club. They have to find people to make the pots. They can get the material, the wire netting and the sticks or whatever, but they need somebody to make them. So I'm just waiting to see what they come up with, because they have to come up with a project for us that's viable and that they can control before we release the money, and they're aware of that. So that's Dominica. It's not getting much better down there. The relief agencies are in the various countries in the islands, France and Britain, and even the US have sent some money down there. But it's going to be a tough slog for those people, because their main livelihood basically is tourism and agriculture, bananas, some stuff like that. And there's nothing growing down there, and the hotels are a disaster. There was a friend of mine, he was a chef, a very good chef, and he would do meals at the Champs Hotel, fine dining, which it was, but he also had another job at a really luxurious hotel where he would go to the guests' rooms or suites and prepare the dinner, really nice. But his hotels are gone, and his house was blown away. All that's left is the foundations. So he's had to take his wife and kid and go to another island to try and get a job. So there's hardship all over the place down there. That's Dominica.
Yeah, if I could interject, couple things. I just looked at our finances tonight, and we have I think 1,200 in our charity account, which represents donations to Dominica, plus our 2,000, which we've committed, which is in the operating account. And I still have, I know Club Express is so very slow. I know we have donations out there. I know Andy just made a donation that haven't been reported. So we do have donations coming in. The other question I have, Andy, have the thank yous gone out?
No, I'm waiting for, I'm going to get all the emails from Robin, and then we need to go over a really nice, thank you short letter. So
right. Did you? I sent you a draft. You don't need to use it, but I
have to look, Ray. I don't remember getting that, but let me go through my email.
I also sent you the first wave of donations, and they do include the email addresses and the names.
Okay, so let me look at the draft tomorrow, and then the name. Then I can send all those out tomorrow to everybody and thank them, and then we can do the second.
Yeah, and then we do have some additional donations as well, which Robin or I will get to you.
Should we just sign it? The board of the Rotary Club, or how would you suggest signing it?
I think Robin and I thought that it'd be nice if it came from the president.
Okay.
Robin, do you agree?
That it comes from the club, yeah?
Do you want to come from the president or the club? I mean,
From the president, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Hey,
Okay.
I interject in here. I think you might have it from the president and the people of Dominique.
Okay.
What do you think? Just
Yeah, that's good. Sure.
that's where the money's going. But yes, the president is the one that signs that letter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I think in the draft I addressed that, but I don't remember, Andy. You'll have to take a look.
I'll go to search and to get that tomorrow, and then if it needs any couple changes, if I have anything, I can always email you, Ray. But I'll get that out tomorrow. That way,
I would copy Hans in Dominica on those thank yous, because he probably would follow up himself as well.
okay.
Yeah, and then he'd have all the contact information that you have. Yeah.
And then Ray, when you get the second, the second swarm of whatever, we can get those out. Get those out as well. I think that would be nice. Sounds good.
Okay, that's all I have on Dominica.
While we're talking about that, Robin, I know Ali and Trish might want to sound in on this. Let's, since we haven't had a meeting for a while, obviously with a hurricane, and thank God Robin's back safe. So it's really been, I think it's almost 2 months. So let's look at this now, since we're talking about this, and membership, PR and marketing, Ali, Jim, Ray, what more can we do? I know Robin will tell you, I sent this out to 6950 to Karen and DG Bean. I sent it out to past district governors in 6990 that I know, and I was really a little amazed I didn't hear from them yet. Robin will tell you we've talked to RI, and they gave us some good ideas with their blogs and things like that. So while this is still in everybody's mind and everybody's thinking about it, and certainly that wonderful little island in the Caribbean is not going away. I know the press have gone away, but what can we do to keep this in everybody's mind and get as much help for the people as we can? So, and I know we really haven't talked as a group. So any thoughts on that? Maybe anything we haven't thought about, or any ideas you all might have, so we can brainstorm a little bit tonight?
Let me interject this information. There's 6 of us online now. Are we all in Florida? All 6 of us that we're talking with tonight?
I don't think so.
Who's in Florida that's on
I believe we
tonight?
all are. I know Trish is. I know barely that Robin is. You are, aren't you, Andrea?
Yeah, I am. So we're all in Florida?
You're over in Melbourne, is that right?
Yeah, in Florida. Yeah,
Okay.
Melbourne, Florida.
My thoughts to make it more personal is if we all go on to the our website and do a short 1 paragraph about our experience going through the storm to put her in perspective. And an example, what I'm talking about, like Duke Energy just came out on Friday because a tree fell on my house onto the roof across the electrical lines, and they just came out Friday. So we all have stories about our experiences. I think that would be a motivational piece if we put that out for all the members to know that we're part of the struggle of getting over this. It's not something abstract as an island, Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic, but those of us that are located in Florida have real stories to relate to. And that's why when you were talking about just put the president's name on the dollars that we're giving, my thoughts would be, yeah, the president, but also the members that had struggles that maybe only had $4 or $10 to give, they gave that. You found me it'd be more heartfelt than just saying one person, because a lot of folks just like, oh, okay, the president gave. Because I know in brick and mortar, sometime when we had the just the president's name on there, folks just assume, well, he went in his pocket and did this rather than the club doing it.
I think it's a good idea. We can
I'm
certainly.
not going against, the president signing. All I'm saying is everybody in Florida had a struggle. So we can feel that kinship or that empathy that the island is feeling, but we don't feel it as close, because we weren't like Puerto Rico, got everything wiped out. But a lot of us in some of the houses around here, the insurance company is giving us all kind of headaches about we ain't paying, and folks got all their furniture just ruined. And they're living in a motel, and the insurance company is complaining about that. They don't have any problem taking our money. They just have a problem paying it out.
And of course, the insurance prices are going to go through the roof too. Same with Florida Power and Light. It's all going to go up. Okay, so what do you all think about that? It's a good suggestion. What do you think about it, and how do you want to implement it?
Jim, Andrew, Raymond, is it Jenna that's on the telephone? Can you hear everything?
Yeah,
this is Trish. I can.
Trish, what's your thoughts?
Well, I've been really private through the whole thing with the storm, and because of places that got hit so incredibly hard, I've gone out of my way not to talk about some of the things that we went through. They seemed traumatic to us at the time, but in comparison, it pales. So I've stayed pretty quiet about the things that I've experienced around the storm, and I've just been looking for local ways to add value to people, and I'm still seeing where there's, people in need in the local community. So I haven't been quick to jump in for Dominica for that reason, but I still support it, and I know that some of the Rotary dollars that I've put in already are going toward it, but I'm putting extra efforts in the local community with people that are still in need. And I really don't know that I want to put a paragraph together. I'm kind of quiet about it.
Okay.
That's just me. I still support everybody else doing it and encourage it.
Yeah, I mean, we could all put a paragraph together, put it on our website. But again, we don't get much exposure. We have a few visitors, maybe 5, 6 a month, who would read it. But other than that, we don't have, other than our members, we don't have any other exposure on the web, on our website. Facebook might be different.
Ray and everybody, a couple of thoughts. I mean, I agree. I like Ali's thought and Trish. I think let's move forward. We'll maybe try it the first round. I'll do the letter. I'll get it out to everybody from the draft in the first round, and everybody could do what they want, their own thoughts. How it affected us on our maybe perhaps our own Facebook, everything like that. One thing that Robin's been doing such a great job at, well, he does a great job with most things, but I think if I could interject, if all of us could go to a different on-ground club. I know I'm waiting for a booking for the Rotary Club of Wellington. They really like what, they are really touched by what happened. So they're giving me a date soon. I think we each picked a club in our area, because we're in all different areas of Florida. That could be a really big boost and a big help, just like what Robin's done. And just breakfast club, afternoon, lunch or evening, I think that would be a very, very big push. We have the videos. with everything. The picture and video tells the whole story. We don't really have to even say too much. And people are really touched, and I think they'll get behind it. So I think it just means being invited to a club or asking if you could have 5 minutes or 10 minutes as part of the venue. Maybe they don't have a speaker that day, and try to do it as quickly as you can. And I think that would be a really, really big help. Robin can tell you exactly what he did. He's done it with at least one club, and they were really touched, and they really gave. So I think that would be a good way for us to do it. I know, this is the 80-20 rule with our club, that, it's 20% of us doing everything. But I think, like I've been saying, and Robin knows, and I think all of you, we need to, do as much as we can, as soon as we can, before, not that the island forgets it or the Caribbean, but it's, until the next big tragedy, and then, we're forgotten. So I don't know what you all think. I know, you're busy, but maybe you could go to a dinner club or breakfast club and just tell the story. Tell Robin's story. Tell the story of the island, the people, how we're behind it, and I think you'll find out it'll go a long way. I mean, just a thought that I have.
Just to follow up, I think it was Raymond that mentioned that. What I was talking about as far as the paragraph wasn't for visitors. This is to show kinship within our club. That's the only reason I was saying a paragraph, talk about our own
Yeah,
experience.
that's good, valid point. Good point.
You want some?
Go ahead.
Let me step in here. Robin gets text messages from me regularly, but the rest of you sometimes don't. And Robin has asked me to do a program on my experience in the hurricane. And I'm trying. Can you see this picture here? Not very well. See that bird there? That's the That's the driveway to my house. I quit paddling the canoe 4 days ago. I've been paddling canoe in and out. I now can get in and out with a Jeep. I'm going to guess that others of you lost more than I did. I lost 2 cars and 4 motorcycles and had 2 buildings with 4 feet of water in them. But it's just stuff. But yeah, I'd like to see pictures and hear stories about what happened to other people in the club. Because I know my situation. I'm not complaining. I hauled 5,000 pounds of groceries out to people by paddling out to the road and getting in my truck and driving off and then coming back and paddling back. But I think there's some fun stories there. I mean, Robin's story is just a miracle that he got out of there and got out of there alive. But I'd like to know, Trish, if you had were impacted, let's put it up on the website. Let's do a little what happened to you during the hurricane. It's nothing like Dominique, it's nothing like Puerto Rico, but it is us.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that goes again to just building kinship within the E-Club. That's the only reason I brought up that suggestion. It wasn't that folks visiting our site, 5 or 3 or whoever visits a month. It was just to show kinship within our club. Because once we get offline, we don't really have any connection outside of emails.
I think you'd love the picture of my canoe chained to my mailbox with 2.5 feet of water up the mailbox.
Yeah, it reminds you of the old West where you used to ride up on your horse and tie it to something.
Right, yeah.
What do you think about that, Raymond?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, why don't we do it next week's meeting? You can, respond. Those of us who want can respond to the president's message and write a couple sentences or a paragraph.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a paragraph. Just talk about it. So just like what Jim showed his picture, that's heartbreaking. I don't know if water got inside his house, but one guy down the street, they had to cut all the baseboard up to, 4 or 5 feet above the floor. And everything is in the street for the city to pick up. But the insurance company, that would show that we're thinking about each other. That was my only reason for coming up with that suggestion. Just showing that there's a kinship between members of the club,
Yeah.
not necessarily bringing somebody from the outside.
Well, why
I think that's-
don't we do it next week then, at next week's meeting, starting at Saturday? Yeah.
No, I wasn't talking. I'm just talking about just write something, then the memberships can go on and see it. Because most likely we won't have any more than 6 or 7 folks online again. Go ahead, Andrew.
Well, I like the idea that everybody writing a little something, and I know Robin can always put it up. Jim's just what he told us from his experience are very heartwarming, and just like what Robin went through. I mean, this is about Robin, it's about the island, but I think you to make the connection you say, Ali, is wonderful, because everybody could say how they were touched by Maria or Irma or whatever, and with pictures and whatever, and I think that would be that's heartfelt. I think that does a lot too. And if you send any of that to Robin, we could put it up even for this next Saturday meeting. We could have a little.
I think the guy, if you're going to put something up, you should put it up yourselves, because it's your picture comes up.
Okay.
Whereas when I put it up, it's my picture, and my damn picture is all over the place.
Well, could we have like a file, Robin? Just sort of a what it is, and then we could just go in and load it up there. Just the what I'm trying to say, the announcement for hurricane, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Hurricane, what do you call it? Expressions, hurricane vision, what do you call it? Observations?
Hurricane experiences.
Yeah, experiences. And then I like that. We can all go in and put our own thing up with a little thought or whatever, and I think that would be great. I like that.
You getting a blood transfusion there, Andrew?
I beg your pardon?
You getting a blood transfusion? I saw the cable come over your head there.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm over here at work, so I have a lot going on around me, cables, computers, whatever. So,
what I could do next week is set up a separate thread. Like normally there's the weekly meeting, there is meet somebody, and there is the program. I could set up a separate thread in the meeting. Members hurricane experiences.
Okay.
And if you click on that, go into it and put in your experience and add your picture.
I think that'd be wonderful. And if we got a couple of people who are Rotarians, but not the club, they can do the same thing too. I think all welcome would be wonderful. Maybe we'll be surprised.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so let's work on that. That's great.
I'll put that into next week's meeting. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I'm hoping to get a story from Naomi, our student, as to her experiences. But with the way electricity and internet services down there, I'm not just holding my breath right now. I haven't talked to her since Friday, so I don't know what's happening. And I don't talk to her. It's on WhatsApp, and I have to send it and wait to see if it hits and wait to get a response back. So it's not just a conversation we're having. Okay, so I'll set that up next week. You're going to take care of the thank yous tomorrow. And
yes,
Ray, I sent you a copy of an email that I got from Cordova, where a lot of the contributions that they got directly, cash here and checks. I've asked him, and I'll see him on Thursday morning to see how they're going to handle it. And
I'm not sure we. Maybe the thank you could just go to the Cordova Club and to pass on the thank yous to those who donated, because that's quite a long list.
Yeah. No, the the Facebook money apparently takes a while to come through the system to the club.
Right.
So, but they gotta have a way to check the amount and who gave what, so we should be able to get that.
But what I'm suggesting is the list is very long. A lot of people gave up there, and maybe we could just send a thank you to the Cordova Club.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Again, Andy could do a letter, you know.
Okay.
Okay. And Trish, our newest associate member, I would love to get her involved with this. I'm not sure, is she from Florida? And if so, it would be great to get her observations, to maybe see a little bit more from her online and whatever. Have you spoken to her? Do you know how she is and what's happening?
Sure. Go ahead, Robin.
Sorry, briefly, I talked with her last week, asking her if she could help me with the weekly programs.
Okay.
That she could come up with one or two in the month, and I would do one or two in the month. Between us, we'd work it out, that eventually she would take it over. She was going to talk to you about that, Trish, because apparently she's under a bit of pressure at work just now. But
Okay.
if she could even do one a month, and in fact, what you did on perishing, I just saw it this evening, was a program in itself, man. you went to the right place and put her all in. It was great. And I have found another one for next week, which is kind of interesting. Somebody with MS giving a talk, and it's like they're out there. It just takes the time to get these things, and for me to try to download it and cut it and paste it and all the rest of it. Okay.
Yeah, it's easier to just put a link in there than it is to download it and cut and paste it and everything. I find I'm pretty limited with posting things to our website off my iPad, and that's where I do most of my work. So I tend to I tend not to post in our forums, just because when I'm posting off my iPad and I write something, I can't see what I'm writing as I'm writing it. So it makes it really tricky to try and make a post.
Yeah, I'm a bit remiss there. I meant to get back to Club Express on that, and I will do that tomorrow, because I have fairly clear day to talk to them about making it more iPad friendly.
Yeah, same here, Robin. That's something that I could be doing as well. And but yeah, so back to Ashley. She does live here in Florida, Andy, and she I think she's going to be a regular attender of the Brooksville Brick and Mortar Club when she's not tuning into our e-club. I think she's going to be a very active member in our e-club. She and I are meeting tomorrow. We stay in pretty constant communication with each other. And we're going to be meeting tomorrow, and that will be my first opportunity to give her new member packet. And we'll be talking about some of the things she can get involved in while she is up in Tallahassee.
Great.
And
Great.
Trish, if you give her the packet and you perhaps take it upon yourself to pin her, maybe get somebody to take a picture, and we could put that up. I think that would be great. One of our newest members. So that would be nice. Any of those things really are nice. They're very visual, and as our membership expert, those things really go a long way. So, I think all of us having the opportunity, take pictures if it's relevant. If we can post it up, if it, with what we do, obviously all part of the four-way test, and we can post them up. And I think that would be a really nice thing. I think getting back to what Ali said, sort of the community and the communication amongst ourselves, I think all those things are a lot. we text a lot. We do I call them discussion threads within the club, and but I think those pictures go a long way. And I know Robin goes above and beyond, always putting pictures from every club he goes to and every event and everything. And I think, and I've been bad myself. I think all of us need to go and as Robin says, put our own stuff up there. Nobody has a problem with that. So I think if you get some pictures with that, let's put it up. Let's put up more things of what we do personally and as Rotarians, every week. And then we could have a little box for that or whatever. That's easy to do and to go week to week. I think it shows people who we are, gives us a face as a person, not only a Rotarian. And I think that that will be good, because as an e-club and we're an online virtual club, that's what we're missing. That's what's missing with us versus a brick and mortar. So I think if we get really more three-dimensional, so to speak, and we're out there, I think it's also going to help with membership.
Well, Andy, I just had a 12-day tour through the Badlands, and it was quite extraordinary. I sent some pictures to Robin, and he said, "Boy, that would make for a really good, post to our e-club." That didn't really strike me as the kinds of things to share. So now that I'm hearing you say that, and Robin's encouraging me to do that, I will go ahead and post. But I'm happy to post things like that. I didn't want to, what I would call, junk up our online forum.
No, wait. I'm embarrassed with the amount of stuff that I have to put up, but the only reason I'm putting it up is because nobody else is putting anything.
Exactly.
And I would like to get away from that. And going back to Ashley, if she or you can come up with an idea for a program and send me the link, I'll do the rest of it. Researching the damn thing takes a lot of time. I'm trying to figure out what am I going to put on this week. So
I'll send you 4 different programs in the next 24 hours.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's grand. Great. I'd be prepared. That's perfect.
No, seriously, I'll just send you 4 different. Programs that you can use at your leisure, and I'll just send them off to you, and we'll get something going for you.
Yeah, and if you see something in the interim that's really timely, hit me with it as well. We can put it up there. I just need the end of it. I'm a bit of a procrastinator when it comes down to it, and it takes
no problem
to figure the thing out.
Okay. So as far as additional membership update, would this be a good time for that, or is there a different spot for that in the meeting?
Yeah, why don't you wait a minute, because I just I have a little spot where we're going to do our committee chair updates, and that's going to come up very quickly. But I just wanted to say, getting to a next point real fast with the calendar, and as the kids say, me bad. I know I've been talking to Robin about it, and we just need to sit down. And I know I'm saying I want to do it, but I definitely want to do it, because that way would be a great thing. Like what, Trish, you have those different ideas for, with your trip you just took and whatever. Those could be great things to have, and perhaps we could plot on the calendar, what we have for each week, and then if we have any open spots moving forward, people could step up and maybe send something in. Let's say we have something middle of November or early January, because I'd love to get this done, maybe at least 3 months in advance. That way, everybody could send something in. Maybe saying, hey, February, I'll do something on Valentine's week, or I'll do this, or I'm taking a trip here. I know David Croner has been everywhere, and I'll certainly, and he does send stuff in, but I think it would be great to fill up some of those spots with, weekly things. And I know Robin always asks for it, and as I meant, and he knows I've been bad, but I think sitting down, we can plot this out and then get everybody. I'd like to see everybody get at least one you know, one weekly thing, whether it's to do, a presentation, record themselves doing something or whatever. So, and not just the 7 of us. I think we have over 30 people. And as you know, we don't hear from a lot of them. So maybe this is a good way to step it up. When people can look at a calendar like you do for work, you do for school, almost like a syllabus, they'll see what's coming up and how to be a part of it. So I definitely want to do it. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But it's like the lottery. You don't put in $2, you can't win. So I definitely will sit down with Robin when he has a minute. I know he's always after me for it, and I promised to do it, so I want to do it. Let's see if that's something that could really change the venue a little bit. And key word is venue, that we'll have some great things on these different venues for every week. So I'll work with him on that. Trish, everybody else, Jim, send in your stuff, and we will, we have those little links that Robin will set up, and I think it'll be good. It'll make the dynamics on a virtual website new and approved, and I think people will take another look at it, make us perhaps different than other e-clubs online, and I think it will be really great moving forward. We haven't tried it, so let's do it. So that's all I have to say about the calendar. Robin, you have any thoughts on that other than you and I sitting down and doing it?
Well,
he's laughing.
I got to pull in my horns a bit now, because I got involved in setting up a free weekly 5K here in Pensacola, and it took a lot of time. So I want to spread the load a bit. I can't keep doing all what I'm doing. And the Tree of Remembrance, we're into meetings on that, and that's coming down the pike at us as well. So we need to share the load a little bit.
Okay, and I know Peter's not on the call tonight. I was hoping he would be, because I know we've talked about some nice, fun changes and things he's working on. So I'm sure when we talk again, he'll have some updates for us, and I think that would be very, very nice. So Robin, when you have a chance, we'll sit down, work on that calendar definitively, and I'd just like to ask you all, as I said before, maybe if you're free for a week, or a week that you want to pick out, you run the program. If we need to give you admin rights and show you how to do it, you be in charge. You go in, you set up the thing that Robin's been doing. I need to take a lesson, and we could even perhaps do one together, Robin and Peter and whatever, and we could all learn, just so we have some different backup. So I think that would be an important thing to do.
Also,
since
our website page is a bit tired, and I'm not the guy. No, I don't have the skills to do that. I know.
Yeah, Peter does. Yeah, I think what Robin's saying is kind of tired of all this, and being president. I promised to take a lot of that over, so I'm looking to do that. So I have to get trained a little bit more, but I'm looking for everybody's help too. So it just doesn't get situated with the same people all the time. So I think we can do better with that. And as I said, I compliment Robin for just going, and sometimes he reposts stuff and whatever, but it always looks great. I hear it from district governor and the assistant governor and so forth. They always think that we look really, really good online for our e-club, but I think we need a little help moving forward, and I think perhaps we could try to go in there and do a little bit more. So we'll situate it so not any one person is doing all the work, but maybe all of us could, perhaps take a little bit more of the load. And the big thing is sort of let Robin off the hook. So maybe he could take a couple weeks off and not worry. I mean, I felt so bad when he was away. I really didn't know how to do all that, because I never really sat down with him and with her. So it should have been my responsibility to have it running while he was away, and I didn't. So I really want to, learn what I need to learn, so I can just go in and do what I need to do. So that's another thing on my agenda of doing with Robin and Peter and so forth. Anybody else wants to do it, please, guys, you're welcome. your members, many of you on the board, and I think if we do it all together, I think it'll be that much better. Okay, so we've done the calendar. Unless there are any other thoughts, suggestions on that, let's move forward to the committee reports. And Trish, since you asked, take it away. Let's hear about membership, what you have on the pike, and anything that we can do to help you, or anything like that. So take it away.
Okay, thank you. Well, I met with a young man today that was a candidate for our e-club, and after having a conversation with him, he's completely overloaded in his life. He's going for a doctorate. He's a respiratory therapist, and he's starting a new company, and so I think he's got too much on his plate to add e-club to it. As we started talking through it, he started looking like he was feeling overwhelmed in the conversation. So when I pulled that piece off the plate, he started to lighten up a little bit. He was the person that really had, he has a business model for a mentoring program. But as I sat down and I looked through the mentoring program that he was offering, it was really actually a business model for a company, a 501c3 company that would set up a mentoring system. So I don't think it will be applicable to our e-club. But what he did offer is to have conversations with me so that we can still continue to move forward creating a mentoring program. That's part of what I'm going to talk with Ashley about tomorrow as well. So he was a potential. He was getting ready to sign up, and then he really, you know, when he really looked at his life, he said, this just isn't the right time, not even for e-club. So we'll keep in communication. I'm mentoring him in business, so he's somebody that may join at a later date, but it's just not right now. And he's also relocating, so it's just not a good time for him. The other person that I have, she's looking at her finances and said she probably will join on Friday. But I'm not sure how that's going to go. She lives in Georgia. She's also someone I'm mentoring, and she's very interested in the e-club. She just has to take a look at her finances and make sure it's something she can commit to, so that she can honor the quarterly dues and any of the other extra monies that come up along the way throughout the year. That's my update so far. I've had 2 people that have come through the Club Express program. I've reached out to both of them and have not heard back. We've had, you know, I've had like a once around communication with them and answered some questions, and then offered to have the next set of conversation to get them set up, and then it fell off from there. So that's kind of my update on membership right now.
Well, Trish, I want to compliment you first off, and being in several clubs in my Rotary lifetime, and I know several of us have, and we talk about this a lot. I want to, thank you for, first of all, the mentoring. I think that's awesome that you've done with Ashley and even these new people. And also, thank you for not, just signing people up and saying, oh, you'd be great for the club just to have another body and another number. So we all appreciate that, especially for an e-club. And we've talked about this because we're sort of a different animal. And it's not even right for, regular Rotarians. So, I thank you for seeing how they fit, mentoring them and not pushing them, and seeing, how it's going to work for them and for us, since obviously you're chair and you represent all of us. So I think that's great. And what I hear sounds really encouraging. And I think slowly we'll build up those numbers. And I think you're doing a great job. And sure, steady and surely, plowing the course. So that's really good news, because I think obviously if we get good people coming in, whether they're young or not so young, and you mentor them and they know about the club and what they need to do and who we are and how we can help them in their Rotary life, I think they'll be long-time e-club Rotarians, as well as, Rotarians love for life. So good job. Thank you. And, we look forward to your next report next month.
Thanks. And Andy, also, there's two things. I want to acknowledge Robin. He's been a phenomenal mentor to me and helping me grow in the membership role and the membership chair. I really appreciate you, Robin. Thank you. And then prior to all of the hurricanes that blew through Florida, we were looking at an S4TL person, and her name right now is just not on the tip of my tongue.
Allison.
But it's, yeah, Allison, thank you.
I had it written down. I was just going to bring it up. Yeah.
I'll circle back around with Allison, and it's still something that we're going to build together and work on. It's on my list of things to talk to Ashley about tomorrow.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that got blown away, and Jim is up to his eyeballs in recovery down there. So.
And
Right.
Trish, if you give Robin any more kudos, or any of us, he's going to start growing hair. So I would just watch out. And I see some buds growing there. So I think we have to stay away from that, because he'll have an afro before long.
Yeah.
Well,
good.
He's quite an asset, so it's great to have him in the club.
That's good that you have that under your observation on your list anyway. That's grand. Cool.
Well, Ray always has some good stuff. Ray, I know you gave sort of a miniature report on, at least for the relief effort, but and a few other things. Any other?
Well, just a couple things, Andy. We already referred to the finances. We have about 8,000 in operating, 2,500 in charity. Club Express is beginning to nickel and dime us a little bit. They have added some fees. We can absorb it, but a little bit it's frustrating. The other thing I wanted to mention is that Robin had been in email contact with one of our members, Linda Chapman. Linda lives in Carrollton, Georgia. I'm probably one of the few people in the club who know where Carrollton, Georgia is located, primarily because my son taught at West Georgia University, which is located there. And I was hoping that Linda would take over as like assistant treasurer, but apparently she has some health issues. I know Robin sent her an email. I sent her an email, and sort of to the effect that when you get back on your feet, let us know, and maybe we can bring her in as assistant treasurer and begin to learn the job. That's all I have.
Well, maybe keep working on it, and perhaps maybe this will be good therapy for her. Maybe who knows? This will be great for her and feel better. You never know. So
I doubt it.
Rotary can be great therapy, and then again, it might not. So.
Yeah.
But Ray, I know you and Robin will keep tabs on her. So that's good, and I'm glad to see. Getting back to the Club Express, are there any other alternatives that moving forward? Or I know they're nickeling and diming us. Is there anything out there that's better, or do we stay with what we know and not what we don't know?
At some point, I'm hopeful that our accounting system, DACDB, will reach a point where they're able to host. But until they reach that point, I think it's Club Express, and they, quite honestly, they do not do a bad job for us. But some of the, it reminds me of some of the airline fees. Club Express has learned, and they've come up with some very imaginative fees.
Yeah. It's what we got. David Kroner and I had a chat with the DACTB outfit that run the district website and that, but they weren't ready for an e-club. They were working on something, and maybe David could get back with them and see how far they've gone. But that was June. That's only 3 months ago. I'd say January or February we should go back to them and see how they have developed what they were doing for an e-club from scratch, and see if they've got anything. maybe in the first quarter of next year, towards the end of it.
Okay. Okay. Ali, anything you want to share that that you're working on, or?
Yes,
Okay.
two things very quickly. I took some pictures and I sent them in to you, Robin, but couldn't figure out how to do it, so I put them on under my name. I went out to the Veterans Administration Hospital. They dedicated a wing to mental health, the new mental health center in Bay Pines, and I sent you all the pictures on that. And then we talked about doing something to show the club being united. I sent the information I got from the printing company in Tallahassee about the stickers I was talking about, but I never got feedback on either one.
We can get the new member pack with that sticker in it, I think.
It's just 85 cents. That's
yeah. When we're reordering, we can have them included in it. Yeah.
okay. So as far as the pictures, anytime I go someplace that's helping veterans, I try and take pictures.
Yeah,
I put them under my name. I don't know how many folks saw them because I don't think anybody said anything about it.
Okay, so
did anybody see the pictures from
I
the
saw the
VA?
pictures.
Yeah, we've posted pictures that Ali has taken. Yeah.
mhm.
I'm talking about from VA.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ellie, I think that's great. Let's keep it up. I think that's great. It's I think another good thing that we can be doing. Again, as you mentioned, all of us doing that. But I think it's a great way to see, like you say, who we are as people, not only as Rotarians, and what we do in our everyday. So I think that's great, and I think let's continue on with it. Awesome. Mr. Jim Tremmel, anything to report, sir?
The water's gone down to about 20 inches.
Well, that's the best news. And as I said, we love to see those pictures that you have. I think it's incredible, and certainly from a little bit closer to home. Thank God you're okay, but I think that would be nice to put up there and for everybody to see.
Well, I've been sharing it with Robin. He's been amused.
When are you going to have that folder, Robin, next week? Wednesday, Thursday? What day will you have the folder for putting the pictures in? Robin?
Sorry?
What day do you think you'll be able to put the folder for us to put the pictures in next week? Will you have it up by Thursday?
I'll set up a separate thread. This is for your hurricane experiences.
Right.
Yeah, there'll be a separate thread in there. Don't open up a new thread. It'll be titled Hurricane Experiences, and you click on that, and you go into it, and you hit reply, and you get the box, and then you can put in your information, and you can download the picture itself. I can always resize it if I see it in there and it's too big. I can bring it down to a reasonable size for the size of the page. That's not a problem.
No, I'm saying, is that going to be done by Thursday?
Yeah, because some of the pictures that you sent them as attachments, and sometimes it's better to see it straight off because some people just don't take the time to go look at an attachment and maybe have it onto their computer.
Okay. Well, I'm still going the same thing. So it'll be up by Thursday that we can do this, right? So when you send out information about the next meeting, mention that it'd be up by Thursday or whatever day you're going to do that.
Yeah. Okay. It'll be ready next Saturday.
Oh, okay. Saturday.
Next Saturday's meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we got through everybody. Robin, did you have any other report
No, I've done
Or
the
are you okay?
for the month. We have
You-
one member that hasn't reported for a couple of months.
Okay,
Vera Kur in Germany, our past president's daughter. Some of
right.
my emails are not reaching her. I forwarded them. When I get the rejection, I send them to Hans and ask him to get them on to her. Somehow I get chucked into her spam folder quite easily. We just have to watch for her renewal because she was inclined before to join a local club in Germany. And maybe she's heading that way again.
Okay,
Just have to wait and see. Also, there were 3 or 4 that I sent out reminders to about paying dues, because if once your term expires, you have to pay your dues to get in to continue to have access. So I've sent out some reminders. I haven't had a chance to look back to see if everybody paid, but maybe I'll get back to you, Ray.
We've had a couple renewals in the last few days, Robin, so take a look.
yep.
How,
Robin,
yeah.
Robin, could you check on mine? I know I renewed, and I wasn't sure if I think I emailed you if I did it twice or not. It's a little mysterious. Comes up the red button, and then you do it, and you're not sure if
Andy,
you did it before.
Andy,
Did I just do it once?
If you pay,
Huh?
you should have access.
Because what happens is that
Because you have,
Club Express emails me every time a member or non-member pays.
Okay.
So when you pay your dues, I get an email, and then I get a confirmation that it was paid. So in your case, Andy, I did receive notice from them. So I'm pretty sure you're okay.
Okay, but Ray, it was only once, right? I mean, I don't mind paying twice. If I pay twice, I would be for next time. But was just the once? I mean, I'm up to date, right? Okay.
You donated to Dominica, and then you paid
Right.
dues.
Good. Okay. Thanks.
you
Thank
would,
you, Mr.
yeah, you would not have had access to do the posting that you did if you hadn't paid. They wouldn't let you in because I know you posted the last couple.
That would have said if the president didn't have access and he didn't pay. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Not be good, Robin. Not good at all. That would be the 4-way test -4. Okay. So, okay. Don't laugh too hard. Don't laugh. Okay. So.
The other thing was the attendance that I calculated for the month. We just had Vera not reporting. We have 2 rule of 85s and we have 2 on leave of absence. So we just had a 95%, you could say, attendance rate, because the leave of absence people are out and the rule of 85 people don't count. So there was just 1 member that didn't report. So we had a 95% attendance this month. I'll be putting that into the meeting.
That's pretty awesome.
So it's not too bad, you know?
No, that's very, very good. Speaking of that, I have to set up this week I'm meeting with Karen, our AG, to go over all the things that we need. I mean, all the material that she needs moving forward, you know, for pre-pets and all that and so forth. So we're going to talk about the presidential citation with that package. You remember that David gave to us several months ago, David Kroner. You know, for most of what we've done, and I'll take another look at it, I mean, we could be very much on track for a presidential citation. I'll talk to her, and then, you know, maybe the best thing to do is bring it up in the board meeting. Let's look at where we're lacking and see, you know, how much time we need and what we can do in order to do it. I think it would be awesome for our little E-Club to have a presidential citation. It probably would be the first. So they're not the easiest thing to get, but it's a little bit easier than in years past with some of the things that they've taken off. So it certainly is doable.
Yeah, we've done a lot. What about this? Was there a challenge set out for each club to have a tree planted for each member?
Let me jump in here real quickly on that
Okay.
subject. don't worry about it for right now. I happen to be putting together a program for Saturday on planting a tree for each Rotarian. And there are a number of ways for us to cover that base. If nothing else, I have 2 companies that for $1 a tree will plant a tree in our name.
Right.
So the worst thing that's going to happen is I'm going to stroke a check for $30, send it off, get a letter from them that says we've planted a tree. We'll get our trees planted. Okay.
Okay.
I also can buy trees, 1,000 seedlings for $95 if anybody wants to come down and help me plant seedlings. I will make sure that our trees get planted. Okay.
And that will be good.
But that is not part of presidential citation.
Yeah. Also,
No.
if you could have David Croner pick up that and start ticking off the boxes and getting the ducks in a row on that, inquiring of each of us what he needs so that he can fill the box and complete that thing to send it in. Let David, maybe David could handle that.
I'll reach out to him. I know he's back. I don't know, I'm surprised he's not here tonight, but maybe it's something to do.
Yeah. Okay.
But that would be good. And then, of course, I have to go over foundation and some of the different things with her from the information that I got from Robin, from Ray, and so forth. So we'll have all that and so forth. Oh, Robin, one last thing I don't know if I mentioned to you, but about a week ago, I think I mentioned that we had not the district, we had the district area club meeting, the 5 clubs and Robin's. And of course, I spent about 10 minutes talking about, what you went through, and so did Karen. So they're all really interested. Maybe we'll speak to Karen. I know she has all the information, but for what I understood, that they all want to get involved, whether it's telling their members, getting money, or whatever like that. I don't know. It's so funny that, and I don't know if I sounded like I'd said Dominica or Dominica or whatever, but they all kept saying, well, we'd like to help out with the Dominican Republic. So I don't know how one turned into the other. Dominican Republic certainly wasn't.
Your wife is from the Dominican Republic. Like, how's her family doing down there?
Oh, they're fine. They're fine. They had a lot of rain and everything like that. But we have friends in the Virgin Islands, and they did not do well. Not do well at all.
Hans, our past president, commented he had a cancer thing on his nose, which he's had taken out. I posted that in the meeting, and his house down in the DR was damaged, as was his family, some of his families, because he married a local lady, and he is kind of helping them get back on their feet. That's why he's not participating in our fundraiser for Dominica.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it skipped off the north of the island, so I think that's where people got it. Her family's more south.
Yeah.
They're by the capital, so Santo Domingo, so they didn't get it too bad. But hey, it was such a devastating storm. So, but the other clubs were really touched. And a few of the presidents said that and Karen said she would follow up with them. I don't know, if you get a chance when you talk to Karen.
There's a sniff of money, I'll call her.
Yeah, call her, because I know the clubs were really interested. So that could be 4 other clubs that they said they would bring it up at their meetings.
Yeah, well, if they got $50 or $100 from the clubs, that'd be delightful.
No, so yeah, Robin, you can snip that out, because I think that would be But they were all really touched. And I just mentioned everything about your ride back on a helicopters and C-150 cargo planes, and they couldn't believe it. So, but I did tell everybody that you're grounded for life between your wife and your daughter. You're not going anywhere. So I think the rest of your life is going to be local, because I don't think you're ever going to an island again.
When I hadn't been in touch for 3 days. They didn't know where I was. And Maeve was telling me the other week that when she didn't know where what the story was, or whether I was ever coming back, she was thinking that she'd get rid of my favorite lazy boy because she hates the damn thing. And she was looking at selling the 2 vehicles and getting something a little bit.
Oh my God!
For
At least she
herself.
was. At least she wasn't looking for the insurance money yet. Oh my God! So that's funny.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah. But Robin, if you want to follow up with Karen, see how she wound up with the clubs, but they were really, really interested.
Yeah. Okay.
So that will be good. As I said, I'll follow up with her. We'll sit down because we have to finish up the paperwork for our club, so she can get everything to district. And the last thing, as she told me she would call me this week, she didn't. I know she's busy. I'm waiting to hear when our meeting will be with District Governor Bean.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, we'll have some kind of e-club meeting with him. She said she would find that. I haven't heard from her.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah, he can pick his time, and we just have an e-club meeting. Hopefully, we'll have more. What about the 3 clubs? They haven't any meeting coming up soon. Jim Dudmead sent me a $50 check.
Oh, that's great.
Mika, which is nice. Yeah.
That was that's the e-clubs, the presidential e-club meetings that we do.
I didn't hear from the others. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're really taken to. I mean, everybody's been so touched with what you went through and doing.
There's so much else going on. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we just have to keep it out there. One last thing, everybody, to keep a thought, and with what Trish and everybody's saying with membership and whatever. I like the fact we're getting some new members and whatever. What is still getting to me is every time I go on, I see the same little, fingernail, picture of each of us, the same, half a dozen people who are going in and responding to threads and to meetings and whatever. I know some people go on, they search around who are members and whatever. What can we do? We've talked about this. I really want to see people coming on and making their presence known. And I'm not sure what to do it. I think Trish can do that in her mentoring, but that's with really new people coming in. But what do we do to get the people we have who we haven't heard from to come in and see their picture and hear from something from them? And we're still not getting that. As I said, it's just a handful, really maybe 8 or 10 of us doing it all the time. And it's just the same picture. I know Robin, I think, definitely pulled his hair out in the last 2 years. But it's just something that, this is going in my 3rd or 4th month. I thought we'd see a lot of improvement. I'm getting a little frustrated. I think we can work it out, but I'm just not seeing the people I thought would come up and get involved and be on there and really be a part of the club, not just paying dues to be a Rotarian, whether it's on ground or online. So I'm not seeing it yet, but if you all have some ideas, suggestions, or you can get some of the people or to get back on and to get involved and let them know we have a lot of new things coming up. So I'm not getting scared yet and or anything like that. As I know Robin's been through this forever.
Too late if you're scared.
Huh? It's too late to be scared. There you go. But I just like to see. I'd like to come on and see 20 people on there. Can I see that in my lifetime? I hope so. But I know we have to walk slowly, and I know we're making some changes. But and you say 95%. That's great. But those are sort of like trollers going through and whatever. But they're just trolling through. They're not taking part of the experience of an on-ground or online club and being a real Rotarian. So if you got...
they're meeting they're going to outside meetings. I can see that. But
right.
We're not getting a picture of it,
Right. But what do we do? And I know a lot of them do it. All of us do it. But what do we do? This is our primary club. What do we do to, for retention, to keep, people on? Again, with the changes we made, when you ask, some people over the years, why did you leave? Well, they weren't challenged enough. It wasn't for them. They would get more in an on-ground club. They're leaving or whatever. I think we're doing stuff to change that. We just need the people to come on board, see what we're doing, be a part of it, and I think they're going to come back for more.
It's back to one-on-one. I tried it and didn't succeed in reaching out to people. I called people, talked to them, called them 2 or 3 times, but.
Okay, so maybe another call. Well, I'm going to start with the letters tomorrow, so that'll be, good way to hear from me. Certainly from, those are people who've given. But, and then, the other thing too, if people are on and seeing what we're doing, Rotarians have big hearts. I think you would have had a lot more people in the club give if they were on, seeing everything that you put up on the site. I mean, you saw what I said. I gave. How about everybody else? So I'm waiting for that. Okay. So now you can grow the hair, Robin.
Okay. 4-way test, gents. 4-way test. Andrew?
Okay. No, I'm leaving. I'm for you tonight. You're the man of the night, so you go for it, sir.
Okay, gents. Join me in the 4-way test of the.
There you go.
Think, say, and do first.
Is it the truth?
Second, is it fair to all?
To all concerned. Number 3.
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Number 4.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All concerned. Great.
Cool.
So let's close the meeting. Do I have a second to close our wonderful meeting tonight?
Second.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. All adjourned. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon. And everybody have a great evening. And thank you so much for being here and all your help. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.